Hello everybody and welcome to Against the Fence, where of course this is the place to be if you're obsessed and passionate about the UFC, and this is a very special UFC 297 breakdown where we don't just tell you what to think, we show you how to think. Ash, how are we doing, my man?
Yes, doing well. Can't wait for this to break down this card. Obviously, lots of juicy fights on this main card, but obviously the most important thing is why we're here for Sean Strickland versus Du Plessis. It's going to be a great fight. I can't wait for it, to be honest.
I know, I'm pretty stacked. I'm pretty stacked for it. Now, overall, the card we were talking about just a second ago, you kind of rated it 6 out of 10, right?
I did,
Any reason?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said we've got some juicy fights on there, but yeah, I rated it 6 out of 10 just purely because, as I explained to you off air a second ago, I think Evloev versus Arnold, great fight. Chris Curtis fight again. Who's your fighting again?
Marc-André Barriault.
See, exactly. I've forgotten his name. Do you know what I mean? Marc-André Barriault. I could see that just on a fight night, really. So, and the same for the co-main event, Raquel Pennington versus Bueno Silva. I can see that as a headliner of a fight night as well. But again, we're here to obviously break down the card again. Stylistically, they're very good fights. Don't get me wrong, and this is why we're here to break down these fights stylistically. Just get into a couple of chats before we do sort of get into it. Christopher Rampensad is in the chat. Welcome in.
Yes, sir. Christopher. What's up, brother?
Doing well. Breezy's in the chat. Welcome in.
Oh, time to get hyped, indeed. Yes, Chelsea.
Well. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well.
Man, I can't wait to get these fan opinions and talk about these fights and hear your predictions as well. We'll get through our predictions. So the way that the breakdown show works is we'll be going through a gauge where we decide who has the upper hand into the striking, the grappling, the power. In fact, I'll just pop it up here now. There you go. Speed and cardio. Okay, so you guys are going to help us to make these decisions, and we're going to hopefully go through the card in impressive fashion and try and work out who will have the upper hand in each of the main card fights.
Definitely going to have a disagreements on certain things. Again, the chat may not agree with what we're saying, but again, opinions matter most here at ATF. Get them in the chat. We'd love to hear you. Just before you do over, 2 more people. Old Tom's joined us from our Discord. Welcome in, sir.
Yes, Tom. Welcome in, brother.
And George Mary, classic George Mary. Welcome in, sir. Hope you're doing well, everyone.
Smash a like on the video, guys. Don't forget to do that as well. So what would you say is your fight of the night on this card?
I'm actually going to be. It's either Arnold Allen or I'm going to be Mike Malott, just because I think Mike Malott's going to put on a statement. I think. And
I'm really excited to see Mike Malott, to be fair.
Yes, because I reckon, like I said to you earlier, I think they've given him Neil Magny again. Neil Magny is a veteran of the game. Don't get me wrong; he's very, very experienced. Again, Neil Magny could take Mike Malott to them deep waters that he's not seen before. True. Who knows? This is the fight game. He could take him down and drown him. But again, I just think Mike Malott's going to obviously Canadian, so you know what I mean. He's going to have the crowd behind him. He's going to come with that hype. That crowd's going to lift him. Yeah, and I think he's going to get Neil Magny out of there.
Well, we'll get into that fight in just a sec. Let's kick things off then with the first fight on the main card between Arnold Allen and Movsar Evloev. We'll leave a few stats for you guys there just to kind of ponder over a little bit whilst we look at just each individual person. Now, we're starting on with Arnold Allen then. He fell short against Max Holloway, the former champion, and now he's up against an undefeated rising contender. But do you think that Allen's experience could get him through this fight? And what area or areas do you think he'll thrive in the most?
Yes, it's a very good question. So what I take from what you just said there is, we spoke about it earlier. Diego Lopez was very, very successful on the feet against Evloev. And there was moments where it was a sort of short bursts that hurt Evloev from Diego Lopez. And we saw Arnold Allen, what he did to Dan Hooker on the feet. True. Bursts of explosiveness. And when he saw that Dan Hooker was hurt, he went in for the kill and didn't stop. And we all know that Arnold Allen's got a great cardio. So I think if Arnold Allen can hurt him on the feet and smell blood, I think he could get him out there on the feet. And I think as long as he can stuff takedowns, he could win this fight because I know he's got great takedown defense. I know it's easier said than done because obviously he's relentless with his takedowns. He's very strong, very built for the divisions. So again, but I think if Arnold Allen can definitely keep on the feet, he can hurt Evloev.
Now, I think it's funny you should mention takedowns, and obviously this is going to coincide with the gauge that we're going to get into in just a sec. But the last person to take down Arnold Allen was back in 2018 against Mads Barriault. And apparently, I mean, I can't remember that fight. That was so long ago. But apparently, Mads Barriault was probably a round away from winning that fight until Arnold Allen got the sub. So, you know, having not seen Arnold taken down in so much time, this is what makes this fight even more intriguing, because we know that Movsar has got the takedowns and the wrestling in his locker.
But exactly that.
As for Evloev, then he's been calling for an opponent, a ranked opponent that's above him for some time now. The lack of finishes may have kind of caused that, though, in a way. Do you not agree?
Oh yeah, definitely agree. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with obviously trying. It's his style of fight. He just wants to wear on you. Again, you could say the same with Marab-Dishvili. I know Dishvili's probably got a few more finishes than Evloev, but the kind of similar style of fighting is just trying to take down your opponent, wear on them. He doesn't stop on the mat though. If he gets his opponents down, he doesn't sit on them. He does try to look to advance. But yeah, it doesn't really finish guys. But his style of fight, it's just hard to fight against, isn't it? You take him down and you just wear on them.
Yeah.
So, but like I said before, if Arnold can stuff these takedowns,
but if Evloev does beat Allen, then is he the next contender for Volkanovski versus Topuria?
It's a very good question, because obviously you got the likes of Max in there, and you've still got Brian Ortega and Uriah Rodriguez. Was that fight booked? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that fight's booked. So I think the winner of that could potentially, the winner of Uriah versus Rodriguez could potentially fight. I don't know though, because they've both fought Volk.
It depends if Volkanovski wins, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly that, mate. But then you look at it this way, mate. You throw a curveball. If Topuria wins, then you've got Max. So you think if Topuria wins, Topuria's got fresh blood waiting at featherweight. Obviously, you got Max that's not fought Topuria. Like I said, the winner of Rodriguez and Ortega, they've not fought Topuria. So, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of rising stars in the division. Like I said, I think Evloev's potentially one more fight away. One more fight. If he beats Arnold Allen, he's one more fight away.
Okay. All right, then. We got any more chats then before we get into the gauge?
Got Breezy says this should be a co-main event. Arnold Allen main evented with Holloway.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, I don't think it's co-main just because of the title fight that's on the co-main event. But I do agree it should be further up. But I can see why they've put it at the first fight, because it's a bit of an exciting fight, to be fair.
All right, okay then, cool. Let's get into the gauge then. Hopefully the guys in the chat
get your comments in for the gauges.
Can help us on this. Maybe the first one's a little bit easier. Striking, who are we going to go for though?
We've got to go Arnold Allen for striking.
Yeah. All right, cool. Grappling then.
It's got to go to Evloev.
You think it's going to go to Evloev? Yeah. I mean, I can kind of see that. I mean, it does Evloev get him down though. I guess when the fight does hit the mat, or if it hits the mat, it's going to be Evloev who's going to have the advantage in those areas. Yeah. Just does it get there, I guess, is the question.
That's the big question. But he does it. It's his style of fight, isn't it? So it's got to go to Evloev, yeah.
Yeah. Power, though.
Power's got Arnold Allen for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to agree with that. I mean...
This is the thing as well. Like we've said before, JK, like when we used to have power and strength on there. I think power-wise goes to Arnold Allen, but strength probably would go to Evloev.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. Arnold Allen's a strong boy. He's got the strong genes from his dad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true, though. That's true. But yeah, I just think in the grappling sort of sense. But yeah.
I don't know if Evloev's going to be able to get him down.
Yeah, that's the main question, though. I think I will keep repeating myself. I think as long as Arnold Allen can stuff them takedowns,
he's safe.
Yeah.
Speed,
what do we think
though?
in the chat? What do we think in the chat? Come on, get your thoughts in.
Speed,
do you say speed? Arnold Allen.
Yeah.
For me.
Okay. Wrong one. Bosh. Okay, and then cardio.
Which is interesting.
Bit of a difficult one, this one.
Both got great cardio. They've
Agreed.
both got great cardio. Obviously, Evloev's probably gone more 3-rounders than Arnold. Then again, Arnold can keep the pace though, can't he?
He can, and he did quite well against Max in that 5-round fight.
He did, yeah.
And he stayed with him, and it was back and forth. They were very quick on the feet, even into the 5th round.
Just purely because I've seen him in a 5-rounder, I probably might go Arnold Allen.
Okay, yeah, maybe some bias there as well.
It wouldn't be wrong to go Evloev either, because look, they've both got great cardio. Obviously, the reason we say they've got great cardio, Evloev, for his style, for him to keep up the pace, grappling and wrestling.
And again, I can imagine he can do it across 5 rounds as well.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, guaranteed. Yeah.
All right, we got any chats?
We've just got George Mayer that says 4-1 Allen, so he agrees that what we got there.
I'm guessing you agree. Yeah, I think he would go 4-1 here as well. All right, cool. Yeah, who are you going to pick on the night then? How do you see it getting down?
Yeah, no, I'm going to go Arnold Allen. Obviously doing tape during the week, like I said to you at the start of it, the main thing for me is obviously Diego Lopez caused Evloev a lot of problems on the feet, and I've also when Evloev fought Dan Ige, I know Dan Ige got taken down a few times, but even Dan Ige caused Evloev some problems on the feet, and I think Arnold Allen's striking is a lot better. So yeah, I think Arnold Allen can actually. I reckon he could stop him.
Really? I think he's going to outbox him, and I think I'll go with an Arnold Allen decision. Personally,
yeah, I just think if he can put the pace on Evloev, stuff a couple of takedowns, make Evloev work for the takedowns though, and put hands on him.
All right, cool. All right, well there it is. That's get a glance at that then, folks. If you've decide otherwise and you think we're wrong on any of them, do let us know in the chats or in the comment section if you're catching this the next day. Let's clear that then. Let's head on back to the second fight then of the night. Oh, wrong way. Chris Curtis versus Marc-André Barriault.
Yes.
Obviously, Chris Curtis has been on the channel a few times. He's joined us for a watch along. He's joined us for a Q&A. Good times with Chris.
Good old Chris.
So we'll leave them. Let's leave the significant strike stats for you guys to take a look at. But let's one thing on. Let's go start off with Chris Curtis. Then he's been on the receiving end of some kind of unfortunate circumstances in his last 2 fights. Which were last year. 2 accidental headbutts against Kelvin Gastelum and Nasruddin Imavov. Obviously, the Imavov fight ended in a no contest in the end. Is this stylistically a dream fight for him? Can you see Chris Curtis getting the finish here?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I think stylistically this is a good matchup because I think was he originally meant to be fighting Anthony Hernandez, wasn't he?
That was I think that was towards the end of this year.
But yeah, I think stylistically it's a good fight for him. It's a guy that's probably looking to stand, and I think if Barriault looks for the takedown, I don't think he's going to have enough drive for it because we all know Chris has got great takedown defense anyway. I think like he said on Embedded as well, he wants to give the Canadians another good fight. I agree with that, and obviously he's been training in amongst some of the greats now. Obviously, Sean Strickland's obviously the champion. He's been in and around that camp now, and I think they've both got the motivation to sort of go and get the job done for their fights. But yeah, I think Chris Curtis's boxing it's underrated in my eyes. I think some of the shots he landed, like Phil Hawes, how he caught him, how he caught Joaquin Buckley again, finished Joaquin Buckley. I think he can catch Barriault on the feet. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think this can kind of really play into it. I think if Chris remains a bit more sort of counter boxing sort of style, let Marc-André come to him a little bit. Marc-André's got some good cardio and that's the reason why he's called Power Bar.
Yeah.
But we've seen him get knocked out, We've seen him get face planted, and he could very well rush into something. I think Chris is capable of catching him. So it's gonna be interesting to see when we get into the gauges in just a sec. But on to Marc-André then. He's on a 2-fight win streak against Julian Marquez and Eric Anders. 2 impressive performances as well. Wins. Very good wins to have. But how does he get it done against Chris Curtis if he was to get it done?
Yeah, no, he's got to mix it up in this fight. He can't be one dimensional in this. Like I said before, if he's going to be on the feet, he's got to mix it up, mix in a takedown here and there, make Chris guessing and thinking.
But Chris did get taken down in that last fight against Nastadina Imavov.
Yeah, no, exactly that. And I just think you've got to frustrate Chris, because we all know sometimes he gets a little bit frustrated in there, and we've seen him get frustrated. So, or you do a Jack Hermansson and just land a couple of shots, and then on the defensive, obviously, because Chris does get very, very annoyed with fights like that, doesn't he? Like I just said about the Jack Hermansson fight, land a couple of strikes, shy away, let Chris come to you. But yeah, I definitely think Andre Barriault needs to mix it up.
Yeah, no, that takedown defense stat I've just decided to bring up there has gone down a little bit since that Nastadina Imavov fight, down to 92%, but that's still significant.
Still good, yeah.
And not only that, Nastadina Imavov's got a little bit of Daggy in him. So, there's an exception there. And Marc-André is no Dagestani. So, that's fight maths for you.
Yeah.
Have we got any chats before we get into the gauge?
We've got old Breezy coming in. It says, the longer it goes, the more I appreciate him wailing out to Sweet Caroline.
Oh, can you pop that back up for us?
Oh, yeah, sorry. It's because that menu come up.
Okay,
again,
yeah. Go on.
Yeah, so I read that one. And then we've got George Mary that says, Marc-André is coming, is a comeback king. He's a comeback king, though. He looks like he is getting finished and then cracks them. But Chris is strong, and training with Sean helps him out, progressing higher up the rankings.
Agreed. Yeah. That's true.
He's definitely making it competitive. I'm just trying to think about Andre Barriault. I'm trying to think of like you said, his last two fights, because obviously Eric Anders, I think he was cracking him a few times, but yeah, come back in that fight.
Yeah, the Anders one was quite impressive for me, because Anders is very
a stud,
physical, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's very athletic. I wouldn't say he's the most skillful with his hands necessarily. Not exactly known for knockout power as such.
No, you're right, but yeah, like I said,
it was a good decision. It was a good decision. It was a fight of the night. The Julian Marquez TKO, that was quite impressive.
Yes,
because the Cuban missile, I thought,
like
we were going to be onto things with Julian, because Julian, prior to that fight, he fell short against Gregory Rodriguez, but the two fights that he had against Maki Pitolo and Sam Alvey, where he got the submissions, were really good.
And obviously the Canadian crowd could play into it a little bit.
That is true.
Could give him a bit of an extra boost. Who knows?
That is very true as well, to not add. Okay, cool. Let's get into then the gauge for this fight then. Striking wise, who can give this one?
I've got to go for Chris on that one.
Chris, that's fair. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Like I said, his boxing style, a lot of people may disagree, but I think his boxing is underrated. He's very, very great counter puncher. Like I said, the finishes of Phil Hawes and the finish of Joaquin Buckley. Oh,
yeah, I think that's pretty easy
to watch.
Grappling's interesting. We've not really seen much grappling from Chris Curtis.
No, we don't.
In the UFC, of course. Marc-André, we've seen him do some wrestling. Yeah, so would Marc-André get the wrestling edge?
Wrestling.
Yeah,
I've got to go for it, because like you said, I don't think I've actually seen Chris Curtis go for a takedown.
No,
because he loves to strike, doesn't he?
Yeah, so that's a fair one. Power?
It's got to be Chris Curtis. He's got sneaky power as well.
Agreed. Yeah, he does. He's got some slick hands, of course, but speed. Speed's a hard one. Maybe Marc-André. His sprint is 0 to 50 mile an hour might be a lot quicker. Might be able to close the distance a lot quicker than Chris, perhaps, say, on the feet. But then in terms of punching power, does that also punching speed, does that also transcend as well? When we're thinking about speed,
you would likely give it to Chris, but again, like the last one, like the last fight we broke down, I wouldn't be shy of not giving it to Andre Barriault either. This is where we need some comments in. Who do we think we should give it to? Let's hear you on the chat.
Agreed.
Come on.
Okay, maybe we'll head back to that in just a second. Is it safe to say that we can go with Marc-André on cardio then?
Yes.
Because he is the power bar.
Oh, yes.
Stop.
I don't know. Nor does Chris, though. But then again, Chris has tired sort of in his last, like you said, in his last two fights.
Yeah,
he's not got going enough, is he?
Chris pushes the pace, but then he's not exactly like relentless as such.
Yeah.
Whereas, Marc-André's quite relentless, but he also maintains that for 3 rounds. Near enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
But speed. Anyone can help us. It's difficult.
It is.
I don't really want to give it to them both. Because if we give it to them both, then that's 3 each.
Just because I mainly see Chris Curtis on the front foot landing, I'll probably say Chris.
That doesn't answer it for speed, though, just because he's on the front foot.
No, just because he's on the front foot, like in his face, like jabs.
Hand speed.
Yeah.
Hand speed alone is Chris.
Yeah, he's got good footwork as well. He's quick on the feet.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And that would leave us 3-2 then for Chris Curtis, siding with striking power and speed to get it done against Marc-André Barriault, perhaps. But that's not to say that that would be the outcome, of course. But if there was going to be outcome, what are you siding with?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go Chris Curtis, second round TKO. Like I reckon he can catch Andre on the feet. Like I said, his boxing is underrated. I definitely think he can catch him on the feet. And like I said, he's kind of in need of a win.
Yeah, he really is. And obviously, because we've been on the channel and we've spoken to him, we're going to be rooting for him a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of bias there, but and
nothing wrong with that.
But then aside from that, because he has been unlucky last year, you do kind of want him to start the year off
with a bang,
with a banger, with the positive one. All right, cool.
Right, there it is. George Mayer goes, I'm literally against the fence with this one. Ooh. I can't pick a winner.
Damn it, yeah. Maybe you can decide when you get your fight picks done. Don't forget to do that this weekend. Maybe towards the nearer the time you can make a decision. Anyone else?
No, that's it, mate.
All right, smash your like on the video, guys, if you've not done so already. Let's head back then. Wrong one. To the next fight. Which is the third fight on the main card. Neil Magny versus Mike Malott. Very nervous one, this one. If I'm honest. Because I do think the UFC are trying to push Mike Malott. I think that's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
But let's start off with talking about Neil Magny then, because there's going to be one question on everyone's mind leading into this fight. If he loses, if he loses this one, he'll be 5-5 in his last 10 fights, right? Which is mad. With a 2-fight losing skid against young up and comers as well. Yeah. Ian Gary being the last one. Retiring fighters doesn't really seem to be in the UFC's radar at the moment, is it?
No.
Because we still got the likes of Tony Ferguson still kicking around, and we got the odd veteran still in the game. But can you see Magny sticking around for much longer should he lose this fight?
No, yeah, you're 100% right, and obviously the question that is a very, very good question. But
because the fans are quite quick to retire fighters, aren't they?
Of course, 100% they are. But look, the thing for me is, I think Neil Magny, and obviously Sai, if he was there, would agree with me. It's just he's a very frustrating fighter to watch because he's got all the skills and all the tools to win the fight.
Skill-wise, he's quite underrated.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. He's got a very good jab. He's very long. Obviously, we know how tall he is. And then there's certain fights where he doesn't. I don't know what he's thinking or what his team's thinking tactic-wise. I don't know, because like the one that frustrated us the most was the Chiesa fight. He was hurting Chiesa. He was hurting Chiesa on the feet. Like, I don't know what, and then shot for a takedown, and then he decides to grapple, and then he tries to grapple when he should strike, and then he strikes when he should grapple. But for this one, against Mike Malott, obviously we know Mike Malott's got the power, but then again, Mike Malott's got great grappling, he's got great submission game as well. But if we're talking about retiring, he just needs to get it going. And I think if he can just get a win under his belt, and then thrive off this win, then... obviously, we're not going to be talking about the R word. We're not going to be talking about retirement. But if he does lose, I don't know. It may be back to the drawing board. Maybe take a little bit of time off, and then maybe have a little think. Agreed. But like you said, he's losing to two up and coming fighters. It's one of them where you're thinking, right, I'm losing to these up and coming guys now. I'm not losing to the guys in the rankings. I'm losing to guys that are up and coming.
Yeah, you're
so
just becoming
there
a
will be definitely
gatekeeper for
questions
the people in the top 15 or anyone
exactly.
coming
And like
through.
you've said, they've kind of technically done him a little bit dirty. And what they're trying to do is build Mike Malott. But again, like I said, if Neil Magny can get his game together, get a good game plan in, he could literally say "F you" to the UFC. Look, I'm still here. I'm still about. I'm still a veteran.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
Yeah, he's just got to get his game plan on point for this fight.
Yeah, as for Mike Malott, though, you know, what's quite surprising is he's somebody we've probably missed out on our ones to watch for 2024. Really,
no, yeah,
how he's gone under the radar is crazy,
yeah.
and the fact that he's had this fight booked
That's
for
true.
some time.
That's true. Yeah,
you know,
right.
On a 6-fight win streak, 6 finishes, 4 by submission, 2 by knockout. You know, and a win puts him into the rankings all of a sudden, and you know, it's starting to hot up down there at the bottom half. But what's his ceiling is a bit of the question here. Can he go on to being a future top fiver and a big star in this division?
No, you're right. I'm just trying to get the old. I was going to get the rankings up just to sort of see the welterweight division.
Because he's showing us how well rounded he is. You know, 100%.
And that's what's
like
crazy.
You said,
he's got the is it the Adam
Fugitt fight? Oh, the way he dropped him with the switch stance right hook with the straight left to follow, and then as soon as Adam hit the floor, like he was wrapping up that guillotine. He's done a lot of work at Team Alpha Male as well. Yeah. That's where that guillotine's come from.
Didn't bother trying to go for the ground and pound to get him out of there. Went straight to the submission. So it just shows how confident and how well rounded he is for how young he is as well. So how confident he is. So. Yeah, I don't think we've really seen him sort of in danger. So
no,
I don't think we can sort of say where the ceiling is at the moment because we've not really seen him sort of.
It's difficult to put a finger on it, and of course, matchup wise, does depend on whether or not he picks the right ones. If he beats Magny, he slots in around number 13 there. Above him, you've got Kevin Holland, Jack Della Maddalena, Ian Gary at 10, Vicente Luque, Jeff Neal.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll be picking off a loser.
There's a few fights there that you could actually stylistically win some of them fights.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Holland one, maybe. I reckon if he can hurt him on the feet, like I said, use his grappling.
Or maybe he gets the Sean Brady versus Vicente Luque loser.
Yeah, that's potentially true, yeah.
Or the Ian Gary versus Jeff Neal loser. But on mentioning Ian Gary there, I got another question for you. Who will climb the highest in the rankings at welterweight? Mike Malott or Ian Gary?
Oh, so Ian Gary's booked to fight. Who's Ian Gary's booked
Jeff
to fight?
Neal.
Oh, it's a tough fight, isn't it?
It is. It depends. I mean, look,
tough fight.
It depends on who you think. Whether or not you think either one of them will become a champion.
I
if you think Ian Gary will become champion, then you would say Ian Gary because
of course you would.
He's higher up the rankings,
I just
right?
think stylistically and his well-roundedness, I think Mike Malott. Just because I think that Ian Gary's one-dimensional and that's just striking. Yeah, I know he's got a good takedown defense. Don't get me wrong, but we've seen him hurt on the feet. We've seen him compromised. He gasses a little bit as well. Again, I'm not to say that Mike Malott will or will not gas because we've not seen that yet. So, yeah, I think just for how well-rounded he is, I'd probably say Mike Malott.
Yeah, I like that one. I do really hope that we get to see Ian Gary versus Mike Malott down the line. Because I think Mike Malott has got all the potential to get in there. In terms of who gets ranked the highest, I would kind of agree with you. Again, this is hypothetical because it does all depend on the type of matchups that.
Oh yeah, exactly that. Yeah, like you said, because Mike Malott could get someone that's higher ranked than obviously Ian Gary and vice versa.
Yeah, and it is a difficult question to answer. But if you can answer it in the chats or in the comment section, let us know who you think. Do you think that Ian Gary will reach higher than Mike Malott or vice versa or whatever? Who will go furthest is what I'm saying.
Yes. Who will go further? Mike
in
Malott
their career.
Or Ian
there you
Gary.
go.
Right, a couple of chats in. George Mo says, what's the prize this week? He says.
Prize. We've got no prizes this week, I'm afraid. During the pay-per-view.
I'm sure we can do something, don't you worry. We'll sort something out.
The overall prize at the end of the Fight Picks app, of course, is going to be.
No, don't worry. Like we did have a conversation about this. We'll have a conversation off air. I think we'll definitely sort something out. So don't worry. I think
there's been some talks. We're gonna bring some more prizes. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah, no, yeah, I definitely think for pay-per-views, whoever comes top of our Fight Picks League, again, if you don't know what we're talking about, go in the description, join the league. If you become top on each pay-per-view, we sort something out. Again, more details will be obviously put out on socials about that. But yeah, I definitely think it's a good thing for us to do for the pay-per-view weeks. If you're top or top 2, you'll get something. All right.
Yes.
Anyway, jumping on to Breezy, he says, is the hype justified? Like, he looks good, but hard to say if it's that good. I'd like to get JK's thoughts on comparisons to GSP. I'm guessing that's to Mike Malott.
Yeah, no, I like. That's a really good question. To be honest, the comparisons with Mike Malott and GSP is, I would say, distance management is a bit of a key. It's a bit of a big one because George was an absolute master with his distance, and that came from his Kyokushin karate background. Mike Malott, in terms of like his first discipline, I'm intrigued to know. Does it actually say in here? Mike's, don't get me wrong, has got some good punching power. He's physical. He's not quite got like the wrestling accolades. He's got good takedowns. I think there was the takedown he landed. I think this was the outside trip. He landed against Adam Fugit in the first round was really good. And quite surprising. But in terms of like, I guess that's more of a Greco-Roman style, whereas GSP would shoot for well-timed single legs and double legs that would send people across the canvas. Mad thing. It says here that House of Champions, Stony Creek, Ontario.
Why now get another chat?
Yeah, go on, then.
Breezy says, we all retired Ferguson at UFC 296. Yeah, because obviously we were talking about we as fans retire fighters, don't we? And then MMA Anomaly's in the chats. Welcome.
Yes, MMA Anomaly. Good to see you back, brother. Long time no see.
Hope you're doing well, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you finish that comment you had for Breezy.
So I mean, the only thing that I can see at the moment is black belt and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's the only thing that's on his Wikipedia page. There's nothing about what he did early on in what we started out in. But yeah, no, so some interesting comparisons there for sure.
I think we'll find out this weekend.
Of course, yeah. I'm going to be biased, of course. I'm going to say GSP's better than him at everything, but that's just me,
Yeah, but like I said, Neil Magny's a test for anyone in this division. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disregarding that. Because obviously, like I said, stylistically, he can, if he can pull it together, he can beat Mike Malott. Don't get me wrong, but that's the thing. I think the UFC have fed him Neil Magny because he's on a bit of a skid, and obviously the hype of Mike Malott, and obviously in the old arena of Canada. So yeah. Anyway, next chat. George Mary says, I'll read it and then click on it because every time I read it, it comes up. So George Mary says that the way Ian Gary played with his food showed he is not all that level anymore. He is not on that skid Tony is, but it's not looking good for him not looking good in his favour.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, no.
Have a little look at that. The way Ian Gary played with his food. I'm guessing he's on about the way that
I mean, I can. Yeah, I think what's different between them two is Mike Malott will actually, I think, finish, or is more likely to finish the fight. Yeah. And bearing in mind, coming into that fight, Ian Gary was on a few finishes himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, he effectively had a wounded gazelle in front of him.
No, yeah, I think Ian Gary should have finished the fight, but yeah,
he just wanted to make Neil Magny suffer. I think that was the main thing. Really, he could have easily put a TKO beating on him.
Yeah, that's true. MMA Anomaly says Mike Malott goes significantly further than Gary based on skill.
Yeah,
and so this is exactly what I said. I think, like I said a second ago, mate, I think Mike Malott is more well-rounded than Ian Gary. So, yeah.
All right, cool. So let's get into the gauge then for this. Out of the two, Neil Magny and Mike Malott, striking-wise, who are we going to go for? Bearing in mind, of course, Neil Magny's very good with his reach. didn't really utilize it very
Yeah,
well
he
against
didn't. You know what I mean? But
Ian Gary. Ian Gary's quite long himself. Ian Gary, I guess, I think was good at kind of managing the distance quite well and when to kind of enter and exit. But for Neil Magny, it is going to be down to whether or not he can keep Malott at the end of his punches
no, exactly
and get
that.
his jab out.
I think, like you've said it there in one. I think if Neil Magny can get his jab off, utilize that range that he does have,
use the teep kicks,
keep Mike Malott at bay, stay away from the power, then I think you've got to give Neil Magny striking. But like I said, I've seen some good striking from Mike Malott and how early he is in his career. But if you're going based on just longevity wise, we've seen more of Neil Magny striking. We have seen him put it together a few times. Mm-hmm. It's a tough one because obviously Mike Malott's talented, but
I'm just intrigued on how it's going to look like in the clinch, whether or not Magny's going to be awkward because of his size, and whether he can perhaps get Mike down and put Mike on his back.
Yeah, that's true.
But if we're going to put striking to one of them, who's it going to be come fight night?
Say that again, sorry?
If down to striking wise, who's it going to come down to on fight night?
Yeah, that's it. If it's on fight night, I'm going to go Mike Malott.
Mike Malott. Okay, cool. Locking that in the blue corner. Ooh. Grappling wise, though.
Grappling wise, I don't know, because I was going to give it to Neil Magny just off, but then Mike Malott's finishing dudes.
Mike Malott is submitting guys at the
belt,
moment.
Isn't
he is a black belt, whereas I believe Neil Magny is a brown belt.
Ooh.
I know. It's crazy because I'm pretty sure Neil Magny's had a really good submission win on his resume. Who was that against? Actually,
was it against RDA?
No.
It wasn't against RDA, was it?
No, RDA submitted him.
Oh, that was it.
No, actually, I'm thinking about Daniel Rodriguez, but that's not even a hard person. Well, I wouldn't say it's a hard person to submit, but it's not one that's a good player.
Yeah,
actually, I'm getting mixed up because I'm getting mixed up with the fact that he TKO'd Hector Lombard. Like that was actually surprising.
Oh yes.
But in terms of like a submission, he's submitted 4 people in his career, and I don't think any of those have been in the UFC.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Just purely because I see Mike Malott so confident. Like we said a second ago, he dropped Adam Fugit with his hands. Could have gone in for the TKO, but goes in for a submission. How confident he is in his grappling. I'll probably go Mike Malott.
Yeah. All right. Can you clear that chat for us? We still got a chat there.
So sorry. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to make the decider for you. Neil Magny has been submitted 6 times.
Yeah, no.
So
that's I can kind see of given as well. You're going to hear it first. You hear it first on the Against the Fence breakdown show. Mike Malott, head and arm chokes Neil Magny.
Oh, done. I can see it. Yeah,
done. I
can see it. All right. Power.
It's Mike Malott.
All right, cool. Speed.
It's going to have to be Mike Malott again. But then cardio's got to go to Neil
All right, yeah. We'll give cardio to Neil Magny. I think that's pretty fair. What do you guys reckon in the chat? Do you disagree with any of those?
Let's have a little
We've got it 4-1 for Mike Malott. And we've already got a prediction from you.
Yeah, I'm going submission for Mike Malott. Yeah, I reckon he hurts him on the feet. Neil Magny sort of stumbles to the mat, and I reckon he sinks in that head and arm choke. But I'll get to a couple of chats before you read your prediction. George Murray, I'm going to read it and then click on it. George Murray says, if Malott wins, he has the option for winner of Brady versus Luque or Gary versus Neil, because they're all fighting on the next pay-per-view. Perfect time to recover and come back for cards in the autumn. Ooh, says George Murray.
Yes.
Actually, I think you mentioned that a second ago, didn't you? Saying that, potentially maybe fight because Brady's quite ranked high up, isn't he, Brady?
He is. That's going to be a fight night headliner.
If Brady loses, he could potentially fight Brady, I reckon. That's a good shout. But MMA normally says, got a couple of meetings. We'll watch the replay later, though, fellas. I'll catch you in a bit, sir. Thank you for tuning in. Breezy says, he says bye to MMA Anomaly. TMM's in the chat. Welcome in, sir.
Oh,
Hope you're doing
TMM,
well.
welcome back, brother. He goes,
He says-
Neil Magny, sub D-Rod. Nice one. Yeah,
That was
he
what
got
he
there
was on
before
about,
us. Yeah, lucky.
And Raphael's in the chat.
Yes, salute, Raphael. Love that. Love your new logo as well, buddy. Welcome on in. Good to see you in. Whack that like button, indeed.
Last two. By the way, lads, welcome to Arnold Allen Fight Week, says TMM.
Woo! Yes. Triple A in the house. We're rooting for Triple A. Don't forget to join us and watch that fight with us this weekend for the watch long. Leaking's coming your way.
George Merrick.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. He's going to be DMing then. All right then. Prediction wise, I've actually got at the moment TKO round 2 for Mike Malott. I think that's purely because he's coming off of submission wins, so I'm expecting a knockout from him.
I reckon I wouldn't be surprised if he does it on the feet. I can just see him catching him. You always see them shorter guys land them hooks and overhand rights on Neil Magny.
Yeah, fold him like a piece of origami.
Yeah,
mate.
you know what I mean.
All right, screenshot that, take it what you want, and amazing stuff. We'll clear the gauge then for now and get on to the next fight. Yeah, we're on to the co-main event. The vacant women's bantamweight... Oh, wrong one. Got the fighter up there. The vacant women's bantamweight title fight between... There we go. Raquel Pennington versus Mayra Bueno. Silva then. I'm actually quite excited about this one. I know on paper it's not great, and we were talking about this off air because purely neither of these girls are coming off of, I mean, the Mayra Silva win against Holly Holm was impressive. Like that shocked me, the fact that she submitted her. But on paper, that's now gone down to a no contest, which is very unfortunate. And I guess we should probably, let's start off by talking about Mayra Bueno Silva, and then we'll get on to Raquel Pennington, because that fight did get overturned because of her medication flagged up. And she takes ADHD medication, and there was a banned substance in that medication.
Mad.
But when you look at that finish, it was enough to kind of put her into a title fight, though. Still, do you know what I mean? And Holly Holm had only been finished by Miesha Tate and Amanda Nunes prior to that fight. So that kind of says a lot for Mayra Bueno Silva.
Yeah.
But would you say that Mayra Bueno Silva has more tools to win in this fight than Raquel Pennington?
No, I was just about to get onto that. I think she's got more ways to win than Raquel Pennington. Yeah, you're 100% right. Obviously, she's got the submission game. She's got great grappling. She does have underrated striking. But yeah, I think a path to victory is to try and wear on Raquel and take her to the mat, and I reckon try and get a sub.
Yeah.
I reckon that's her path to victory.
Yeah, I can see that. As for Pennington, though, she's on a 5-fight win streak, which is pretty solid and probably the most inactive. Is it the most inactive women's featherweight bantamweight? I would say it might inactive. No, most active. In terms
probably. Yeah, she's on a 5-fight win streak.
Yeah,
I think she's 6.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, she's on 5. I don't think anyone else is on the most. Oh, actually, hang on.
She only fought once last year, to be fair.
Yeah, she was inactive. She fought. It was Caitlin Vieira back last January.
Good win to have on your resume, though. Like, Caitlin Vieira's no slouch.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Jocelyn Nunes, who's in at number 14, she's on a 9-fight win streak. So, she's second most on win streak, but she's up there. Her last finish was against Macy Chasson. Only one finish in those 5 fights.
Wow.
But has she got what it takes to kind of make this a boxing match against Mayra?
Yeah, no, exactly. I think she needs to keep on the feet, use her boxing, because she does have very, very good boxing. Just make it an ugly fight, and that's what she needs to do. Getting close, land her boxing. But because I think if Brenna Silva keeps it at distance, because I think, like I said before, I think Brenna Silva, she's got many ways to win this fight. Keeping it over distance, using her range, or just wearing on Raquel, getting her to the mat. But like I said, for Raquel, she just needs to get in close and land her boxing and be relentless with it.
Yeah, and you've also gone for Raquel Pennington to be the champion at the end of the year, haven't you?
I have, yeah. Just I think she can get it done on the night, and then I think she'll defend it. I reckon I'll need to let her defend it once.
Yeah. I mean, she was inactive purely because Tisha Torres was having a baby, I think.
Yeah,
so.
no, I just think she's got the grit and determination to win. Obviously, been around the game now for so long. She's got that UFC experience as well. So,
Agreed.
yeah.
All right,
I think
okay.
she can get the job done.
Cool. Let's get into the gauge then for this fight. Might be a little bit of a difficult one. Do we have any chats?
Last two. Tim M says we're in the house for Arnold Allen Fight Week.
Nice.
No Laura Murphy against. No Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy out against Dan Ige.
Oh, is that new news? Ooh, we've not realised.
Oh no.
Oh, that is a shame. Lerone Murphy's dropped out of the fight again.
Quick, Nathaniel Wood, step in.
Yeah.
George Mayer says we will see this title go around like a hot potato, just like after Jones left light heavyweight.
Oh, you reckon? It's possible. I can see where George is looking
possible. It is actually possible.
I don't know. I've got a feeling I'm siding with Mayra Bueno Silva on this one.
Yeah.
I think that people are underlooking her a little bit. I think she's a lot better than what people think, and I think she's going to put that on display.
She's a talent.
She's got great Muay Thai, and her ground game is top notch. Like that submission she put on Holly Holm was unreal and very difficult to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think she's going to comfortably win this, and she's going to be a problem in a few fights. I think people will start to realise, and I think people will then start to think, hang on, if only Amanda Nunes stuck on for a little bit longer, maybe that fight would be quite interesting. And that's what I'm kind of hoping in this women's bantamweight division, because Amanda Nunes is kind of like, left it on such weird terms, really. Having completely, like, near enough cleared it all out, and there's been any proper contenders.
Yeah.
Like, we thought perhaps Ketlin Vieira would be a good contender, but she's...
No, I did as well, but obviously lost to Raquel Pennington.
Yeah, and Irene Aldana has kind of been a bit wishy-washy. The performance that she had against Nunes wasn't great
that fight
all.
She had against...
she sucked.
In her last outing. That was a great fight.
And, of course, Raquel Pennington's always been there. She's fought the who's who, though, already.
Mm-hmm. But like you say, you get that MMA triangle, don't you? You got Brenna Silva that's beat Holly Holm, and then you got Holly Holm that's beat Raquel Pennington. So
there you go. That's it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
MMA math, yo. Yeah. All right, but as for the gauge then, striking wise, who are we going to side it for between these two?
I'm going to go Raquel for me.
Raquel.
Yeah, but obviously in the chats, do you agree?
That's it. I mean, that's true. Looking at Mayra Bueno Silva now in terms of only one knockout on a resume. So if we're going to judge it from striking, then it would make sense to have Rocky in there. How many has Raquel Pennington got? One knockout. Oh, I thought she had a little bit more than that. I'm actually quite surprised. So this makes this pick even more troublesome.
But I'm just trying to think, does Raquel throw leg kicks? But I think she does. But I know Brenna Silva likes the teep kick.
Well, if I go back to the stats then, as we can see that the landed per minute is much higher for Mayra Bueno Silva, 4.16, sorry, with more significant strike percentage, which is 54% to Raquel Pennington's 50.
Oh, stats don't lie, do they?
Absorbed per minute, however, is more in favour of Mayra Bueno Silva as well. And the defense is higher for Raquel Pennington. So it's a very tricky one to decipher.
Yeah, that is actually. Because if you're saying that Brenna Silva gets hit more, then... mate. My original thought was Raquel Pennington, just because she purely stands.
Yeah. But the numbers that are in favour of Mayra Bueno Silva aren't a complete landslide.
No.
And that's not only... to add in the fact that Raquel Pennington's been around a lot longer as well.
Yeah, no, that's purely why as well.
So there's a lot more to calculate. So, but I kind of want to give striking to Raquel Pennington. That is kind of her bread and butter, is boxing. So I think she can probably do a better job, potentially on the night.
Yeah.
Grappling though wise, is that pretty obvious?
Grappling that goes to Brenna Silva.
Brenna Silva without a doubt. Power though.
It goes for Rocky for me.
Rocky.
Then again, I've seen her crack a few times, but yeah, I wouldn't be upset if it was to go to Brenna Silva though. So, but yeah, I just think I've seen more of it with Rocky.
I think I'll give speed to my Bueno Silva.
Yeah,
to make it a tie at the moment.
Yeah,
it's all down to cardio. Woo!
Yeah. I'd probably say Raquel just because I've seen she's got we say that little X factor that Si likes to say, just grit. I think she's got more grit for when it comes to cardio. She has got more
grit. That is true. We have seen her in 5-round fights.
Yeah.
Bit more been around the block, as we mentioned a second ago, than my Bueno Silva. Bueno Silva record of 10-2, 1 draw, 1 no contest. Raquel Pennington 15-8. Been in more experienced fights as well. Ooh, okay. You've got two decisions. That's the thing is, my Bueno Silva hasn't been the decision much. Whereas Raquel Pennington has. She's been full 3 in fights 10 times. No, more than that. So 16 in total. 10 wins by decision, 6 by losses by decision.
Oh, blooming hell, yeah.
So maybe we edge the cardio then for Raquel Pennington, which makes it 3-2. But what is your outcome on the night, though?
Yeah, my outcome's Raquel Pennington to win. By decision, yeah.
Decision. Okay.
Yeah. Just think she outstrikes her, and like I said, you've given Raquel the cardio. I think when it gets to them championship rounds, she'll have the grit and determination to get through them 2 rounds with Brenna Silva maybe gassing.
Okay. There. Oh, that's fair. I can see your logic to that. I've actually picked my Brenna Silva by decision. I think,
but I wouldn't be surprised if Brenna Silva gets us up. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Anyway, now you've said it. Go on him.
Rafael says, "Don't sleep on Marina Brenna Silva. She became like an underdog since January 23rd. 23. I'm guessing that was last year. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Tom says, Naimov should step in against Ige. Trying to think who that is now.
Oh, he's the guy who beat Nathaniel Wood.
That name. Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. And BC says, wait, has JK missed the traitors for this?
I have, actually. My girlfriend's killing me. Are you into it, Breezy? Did I tell you on it?
Yes. It a series, is it?
It is. I bet I've got Breezy hooked on it now. He knows it's on tonight. I have. My girlfriend's not happy. I got some catching up to do tomorrow.
Raphael says her last 3 fights of Silva have all been submission. Says, have they really?
I know. I might just switch up my method of victory. I might end up going.
Breezy goes, it's tough to compare KOs in women's MMA. Just the lack of power. I think the strike per minute stats mean more here.
Yeah. Okay.
No, and that's true. Like you said, if Brenna Silva's going to land more, I get it. But like you said, Raquel's been in more fights. So again, if they had the same number of fights, then I think Raquel would probably have more landed per minute. If you understand what I'm saying, and she's been in 5-round fights, so she probably landed a little bit less in certain rounds, if you know what I mean. George Moore says Breezy with the political stats. Tom says main event time, Dricus domination incoming. Ooh, I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
Main event time. Come on, then.
Get into it then. All right. Let's clear the ticks there for that. We're on to the main event. The one we're all here for.
Yes.
Sean Strickland versus Dricus Du Plessis. Who's going to get it on the night is the question. Starting with the champion then in Sean Strickland. Now, we've never really expected Sean Strickland to ever become champion. Let's face it. And neither did he. Really?
No.
But do you think we could see a complete change in his demeanor from him now that he does have the belt? You know? Or is he just going to be same old Sean?
No, I think he's going to be same old Sean. Like you said, I don't even think he, in his heart of hearts. Like you get fighters that just fight for money. You get fighters that just fight just because they love fighting. And there will be fighters that want to be champion. And I think Sean was one of them that I don't think he was fussed about being champion. He just wanted to fight.
Yeah.
And then obviously we all know the back and forth that he had with Izzy when Sean Strickland was fighting Pereira. So I think that fight was going to happen eventually. So yeah, I don't think he's going to change his demeanor at all. I just think that Sean Strickland's going to be Sean Strickland.
Yeah, obviously his bank account's now clearly changed.
Oh yeah,
which is why part of me now thinks that the whole brawl in the previous pay-per-view was a bit fixed.
Sell it.
And it was to sell it, yeah, and it might have been his idea. Because like seeing it today on the embedded, they're shaking hands and stuff, and it's like, if you're the UFC, like, why, embedded guys, why have you done this?
Yeah,
because you completely like
downplayed it now.
Yeah, like it's not as much hype now. We've seen them like be friends and all buddy behind the scenes. Now every fan is now thinking that brawl was a fix up. I mean, like, it kind of, part of me was thinking it was a fix up anyways. But let's face it, I've come from a WWE background where you just almost like hope it's real. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So if you guys hadn't shown that clip or even put it as the thumbnail of them shaking hands, then us fans are still going to have that belief that maybe perhaps it could have been real.
Yeah.
You know?
No, exactly that.
Look, I'm still hyped for the fight because it's stylistically...
Oh, stylistically a great fight. But like you said,
awesome.
If they want to sell the fight, then obviously you got to have a little bit of bad blood in there, haven't you, really?
Yeah. And like, part of that is because maybe the UFC is heading down that way because of the likes of your Misfits boxing that's there. You had the whole Dylan Dennis type scenarios with Logan Paul that would made that fight kind of sell. So maybe they are, and the deal that they've got with Endeavor, who owned WWE. Yeah. So maybe there is going to be a little bit more of that kind of showmanship a little bit. And
yeah, who knows?
I don't know. But moving on to then the challenger, Dricus Du Plessis. Now, beating Robert Whittaker was Dricus's kind of coming out party.
Yeah.
There were a few moments in the past which kind of had you doubting whether he could go all the way or not. Like the fights like the Travis, the Brad Tavares fight, and the Derek Brunson fight. And, you had said to me off air about, going back to the Darren Till fight, where Darren Till looked like he had quite a lot of success in that fight. But can he do enough to stop Strickland in this? Who's known for his striking defense, because he spars the most out of anyone, and he gets hit the least.
Yes, no, I think you're spot on there. Like with his striking defense, and we've seen sort of when Du Plessis hurts his opponents, he comes forward a lot. And I'm not saying that Sean Strickland's going to catch him with a bomb, because we know that Sean Strickland doesn't have knockout power as such, and obviously Du Plessis does. I think if Strickland can stay defensively sound and just pick Du Plessis apart, make Du Plessis come forward and come on with these short bursts and just tire Du Plessis, take him into them championship rounds again, because I know Du Plessis now had that. He had that old operation to make him obviously have more air. Exactly that. And I don't know. I'm one of them guys that don't believe the hype of Du Plessis just yet. Like you said, he just keeps winning, which is fair play to him. But I think this now is actually Robert Whittaker one was a test. But he just got caught in that fight, didn't he? You know what I mean? Just got caught in that fight. But yeah. I don't know. No, I actually really think Sean Strickland stylistically can win this fight, just purely because we've not seen his wrestling yet, but he does have great wrestling. We've not yet to see it. I think he's got great takedown defense, and a lot of people count Sean Strickland out anyway, as well as obviously some people count out Du Plessis. And I think if Sean Strickland can just keep picking his way apart, chopping that tree down, and then getting him to them later rounds, slowing down Du Plessis, he could win by decision.
It's funny that you said that you think that Du Plessis will be the one pushing the pace in this.
Yeah,
it's usually Sean Strickland who's the one who's pushing the pace. He's always on the front foot.
Yeah.
So maybe he does need to make Dricus.
Oh yeah, no,
fighter from that
yeah.
foot.
You're making me think now as well. Yeah, I definitely think it. Yeah, again, either way, I think if Sean Strickland will be on the front foot, he's still making Du Plessis work because Du Plessis is going to be firing bombs, isn't he? So again, I think if Sean's in his face, then that's when the bombs of Du Plessis will come out, and again, he could catch Sean. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Again, if he can stay defensively sound, could tire out.
The thing is Strickland's very... No, it's not Strickland. Du Plessis is very kind of unpredictable in the bursts that he does.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it doesn't look very sort of natural as a striker. He's not like an Izzy who will kind of, use a lot of feints, pick you apart and try and land the 1-2 combination. Dricus will come forward with flurries.
Yes.
And, they're always on the offbeat a lot of time. And maybe that could be enough to catch Sean Strickland.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Du Plessis can't catch him because he full on can. And obviously we know the power that Du Plessis has. He touches anyone in this division, they're going out.
For sure. Yeah. Okay.
Chats,
go on, get some chats in before we get into the gauge.
All right. So BC says, can't argue with the data. Obviously, I'm replying to George saying about Breezy with the stats.
Okay.
Breezy says, mate, I watched a couple of episodes and brought a board game into Waterstones the other day. I'm guessing he's on about that series you're watching.
Oh, okay.
George Murray says, let's speak in Africans here, my bro. Springboks won Rugby World Cup last year, and we are getting the first real African champ from South Africa, says George Merrick. Let me just get that one up. And then George Merrick says the same idiot who sat them together at the UFC 296 put Arnold and his opponent on the... Oh, yeah, because Arnold Allen was sat right next to Evloev signing posters, weren't they? Did you see that?
Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't see that.
I saw a picture of Arnold Allen, and they were sat on the same table, but Evloev was sat this side, and Arnold Allen was sat that side, and they were signing posters. Mental. A good one you brought that up. I forgot to mention. Let's call it. George Murray says, Strickland rear naked choke round 3.
Oh, apparently people, I've heard a few times from Rogan and various other people from that camp that Strickland's got some underrated grappling.
No, 100%. That's what I was saying earlier. Tom says, just got caught. Strickland out grappled and outstruck Rob in a clean sweep. And this is what I was saying earlier. I'll bring that comment up. So this is what I want to sort of say, because I get proper, what's the word I want to use? Sort of outspoken about that Robert Whittaker fight versus Du Plessis. Robert Whittaker was having good success in both rounds 1 and 2. Don't get me wrong. And it was only in that last minute where Du Plessis got that takedown. Robert Whittaker took down Du Plessis in round 1.
Fine moments.
And then the last minute of round 1, Du Plessis probably stole around. I do agree with that, because he got the takedown, landed some nasty elbows, nasty ground and pound. Again, he probably stole it round, so Du Plessis round 1. But again, it was an evenly... Du Plessis did not dominate round 1 in the slightest. Yes, I know he stole round 1 at the end of the round because of the elbows and the ground and pound he landed. But on the feet, it was contested. And then round 2, again, Robert Whittaker started well, and then it's just a power difference. He got caught with
I get the hate for Dricus.
I get it. And then
it's because I think people almost expecting him just to completely dominate performances. He's not really dominating you, but he's having really good success in various moments.
Yeah, exactly that. And he had a good end of round 1. And then we go on to round 2. Like I said, Rob started good round 2 as well. And then just got caught with that jab. And again, I go on to the power difference. He got caught with that jab, which, again, Du Plessis has the power to do that. He could do that to Sean Strickland, don't get me wrong. And then, Robert Whittaker was badly hurt. And don't get me wrong, obviously, fair play to Du Plessis. Took advantage of Whittaker being hurt and TKO'd him. But yeah,
what's actually kind of wild is, I just want to bring this up, is when people say that Dricus hasn't got any cardio and really lacks his cardio. A stat that I've noticed this week is that apparently he's got the most landed per minute strikes than anyone in the middleweight division at the moment.
Yeah, no, you got hats off to
him. So his
like,
volume is up there.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Puts out the most volume. So, but of course, when you put out the most volume, you are going to look tired.
Yeah.
In
like
the
you
fight,
said, he's only been like that. Robert Whittaker was a 5-round fight, wasn't it? Was it a 3-round fight? No, I think it was a 3-round fight, wasn't it?
3, yeah.
Yeah. So again, we've not seen Du Plessis in them later rounds because fair play to him. He's been finishing dudes. But yeah, I think if Sean Strickland can take him into them deep waters, but then again, like I said, Du Plessis has the capability to.
Now, of course, these stats that I've got here are quite interesting when we talk about Sean's striking defense. Because at the moment, the absorb per minute is significantly more from Sean Strickland. But
more
I don't know if
Sean
that's
Strickland.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
And that might be purely because he's had a lot more.
Yeah, he's had a lot more fights, hasn't he?
5-round fights.
Yeah.
He also, used to be at middleweight as well.
Yeah.
Fights are completely different since moving the jump to middleweight. So, yeah.
Because he fought a welterweight, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think part of that is the reason why that number is higher. Because then it doesn't make sense. You've got absorb per minute, which is higher for Strickland, but then the striking defense percentage is actually higher for Strickland. It's 63%. So,
like you said, I think it's just because he's had more fights.
Yeah.
Last couple of comments before we go on to anything else. Tom says Du Plessis finishes Dricus finishes him within 3. George Mary says Strickland was grappling Magomed at the PI a couple weeks ago at the PI weeks ago, and Sean was looking comfortable rolling with this mountain.
Oh, there you go.
Is that Magomed Ankalaev he was on about?
Yeah, that's what I think he means.
Okay, and then Tom goes on. Dricus is going to debunk the Sean has great cardio myth. Any top fighter would when they jab teep all fight. Dricus pace will drown Sean.
I can see that. That's a good point there.
Yes, it's a very good point there. Because like JK just said a minute ago about the way that Dricus puts the pace on them fighters, and like you said, and he lands more per minute as well. Just Sean
will force you to fight at his pace.
Yeah,
a lot of the time. But he also makes you miss. Go on.
George May says, "Tom have love for all fighters."
There you go. All right. Cool. Love that. Okay, excellent chats, guys. Pop that thumbs up button if you've not done so already, and of course hit the subscribe button.
Again, for me, I respect all fighters as well. I'm just sort of just breaking down fights, in my opinion. Again,
apart from Izzy, because we just love to
just love to wind up so Izzy. But yeah, just obviously the comments have been amazing. I'm not disagreeing with anything. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Love it.
All right, striking wise, who are we going for?
This is where I could get moaned at.
It is, because Dricus has got some good kickboxing.
Yeah.
You got Strickland with that Philly shell, defensive, does what he needs to do.
But does striking defense come into it? That's what I mean.
It's all part of striking overall.
You know what I mean? Because then you would slight edge maybe to Sean, but then you think Du Plessis probably a little bit better of a kickboxer, mixes in the kicks and things like that. But then
Sean Strickland outstruck Israel Adesanya. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll give it to him.
No, he didn't outstruck it. I think the numbers were in favour of Izzy, if I can remember rightly. But
no, but you're right there, because everyone said that Israel Adesanya was the best striker in the middleweight division. So yeah, I think that's that there.
Izzy didn't beat Strickland. It was that,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's got to go Strickland again. We're not downplaying Du Plessis. Just, you know what I mean.
But then Du Plessis did finish Rob.
Yeah, that's true. But then Izzy finished Rob as well, didn't he? So.
I know.
And then
MMA math don't make sense, but
yeah,
because defense obviously plays into it. I think Sean's defense has been.
Because we could be fair and give Sean striking, and a Du Plessis is obviously going to get the power.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, without a doubt.
Anyone in the chat? So who do you think you would give striking to? Sean Strickland or Du Plessis?
Grappling wise.
Oh, do you have the fighters at the end as well, at the bottom?
Oh, do you know what? I forgot to get them up all night. I've had them in there. There you go. Yeah. What? Grappling wise.
George May says Sean Strickland all day. Alex, welcome in. He says
welcome in.
Strickland all day.
All right. Okay. Is that in terms of picks overall? I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Perhaps.
So go on. What did you say?
I was just saying. There's no.
Say speed.
No.
Oh, you say grappling.
grappling.
Du Plessis for grappling. Oh, but it's because we're not seeing it. I've got to go for Du Plessis for grappling.
Wait, what? Oh, you've not seen much of some.
I've not seen much of Sean's, and I've seen Du Plessis grapple with the last couple of his opponents. To be fair,
yeah, it's all been a lot of smoke for what people have been saying.
Yeah, well, and Du Plessis does have a nasty guillotine as well. So,
Okay. Ooh, wrong one. There we go. Okay then. Speed though.
Kind of want to go Du Plessis for speed as well.
Oh, you can
you say Sean?
yourself here, son. No, but I can kind of see it.
Yeah, just because of the short burst that he has, they're quick, aren't they?
I get that. Yeah, the way he's able to close distance is very, very quick.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
I know Sean will be on the front foot as well, but just because of them short bursts, I'd probably have,
Is it safe to give cardio to Strickland then?
Sorry, say that again?
Is it safe to give cardio to Strickland then?
Yes.
I mean,
obviously,
Strickland's pace, he puts a slow pace on people and gets through it, I guess.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Devon never really seems tired. We've obviously seen Dricus get tired, but then he puts out more, so...
Yeah, no, that's true.
Bit of a
I think cardio, you've got to go Sean, because that's just... Yeah.
If he's able to keep it at his
Hopefully you're still in the chat, sir.
Mate, he's going to be mugging you off. He's like, how is this guy picking all of these options for Du Plessis? Yeah, he's just mugging him off.
No, because I think just Sean's got the important ones. I've gone for cardio for Sean, and I've gone for striking for Sean.
And that's how he's going to get it done.
And that's how he gets it done, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Du Plessis can have grappling all day. He can have the power all day, but he's got to catch Sean first, hasn't he? You know
what I mean? Overall prediction, what's your prediction if you haven't?
Yeah, my prediction is Sean Strickland decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think...
Who are you going for in this one?
I think I've gone for a round 4 finish.
Oh, for Du Plessis?
For Sean Strickland.
Have you really? Ooh. You naughty man.
Yeah. Just think maybe, that Abbas fight that we saw might be...
Again, it's a sign because, like you said, Abbas has great power, great kickboxing, great grappling. Put the pace on Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland survived the early rounds, and this is what I'm saying. If Sean Strickland can survive where Du Plessis has the most power in rounds 1 and 2, we're off to the races with Sean Strickland.
And then he just melts DDP. Ooh. All right, well, there you go. The gauges say 3-2 to Dricus. Let us know who you're going with on the night in the chats and in the comments section. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Get in the last chats then.
George Mary says, is Sean and Nina the new UFC power couple?
Do you know what? He was saying some weird shit on air about that, about Nina. Like, he's just got no filter.
He hasn't, has he? No.
He's just like, he's like, guys, like, when you get to know Nina, she's like your little sister. And all of a sudden, you just think, I wouldn't shag her. And it's like, whoa, dude, man. Like, you didn't need to say it. Like, it's just... Yeah. And
then Alex, welcome in again, Alex. He says, he said Strickland all day. George Mo says Sean for speed. Ooh. George Mo says Dricus grappling just because we've seen when he can do we've seen what he can do on the ground, and with Sean is mainly stand up. Exactly, but
so that's kind of why we
and then Breezy says Sean. I'm guessing, I don't know if you said Sean on the day or
for overall or one particular category.
I think I've upset Tom. Hopefully you're not upset, Tom. Like, you know what I mean? I respect all fighters. Yeah.
I hope you send an apology message after this.
No, I'll send him a letter.
Send him a letter in the post.
Yeah, I'll send you a letter, mate.
What's your address?
I know you're highly regarded of Du Plessis. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm sorry. I've gone for Sean Strickland to win. You know what I mean?
Oh, dear. Shame. All right. Cool. There you go. There you have it. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for this UFC 297 breakdown show. Make sure you've got the notifications bell rung on our channel. It's very, very important. So then you know the next time we are live. And of course, the link is going to come up for this weekend's watch along tomorrow. So the video will be ready to go. We'll be live from the usual time for the main card pay-per-views at 3 a.m. here in the UK, 10 p.m. Eastern Time and 7 p.m. Pacific. So I've got it kind of down now in a nutshell.
Hey.
So yeah, make sure you're there and make sure you're chiming in the chats. Don't forget you do your fight picks as well, because of course we'll be announcing who's on top, who's winning.
And we might include a prize for the pay-per-view. So again, get in the description, get the app. Again, don't think because you're 1 week behind that you're too far behind in the league. You can creep your back. It's not like the last league we were in where you've got 1,000 points to catch up. You have a good week, you're still going to be in the mix.
Yes, that's for sure. That's for sure. So yeah, make sure you're doing that and you're getting involved. What else have we got coming? It's pretty much the watch along, and then after that we'll have the aftermath show on Tuesday night, which is the same sort of time as the breakdown shows, where we'll be dissecting future matchups and talking about some of the news and gossip following the event. So amazing stuff for you guys. You guys have been amazing as always. We look forward to seeing you this weekend. Signing out. I've been JK and this has been Ash against the fence. Ciao for now. Much love. Good night.
See you for the watch along.